Okay, we had amazingly enough, so many blips and bloops in episode show number one. We're gonna move to two now. Hopefully, we have a little better quality feed. 2026, the year off to a rough start with the Teal Shirt Report podcast. The name of our channel is the Teal Shirt Report podcast from BigJReport.com. We'll talk about the Jaguars. They can clinch an AFC South division title by beating the Titans this week. The Jags are a heavy favorite in the game. And our source likes the Jaguars to win and cover and all that. That's good stuff this go around. College football playoff, 7 teams left now. There was a game on New Year's Eve, Cotton Bowl, and this was a surprise. This was a shocker. Miami of Florida, the Hurricanes got off and got out in front to a 14-0 lead. I think it was 14-0 at halftime. Ohio State came back, finally scored like mid to late part of the third quarter. It got to be 14-7, and then Miami kicked a field goal, and the game was getting close. Ohio State got the thing close, 17-14, and then all of a sudden Miami with a fourth quarter touchdown rounded out the scoring, and Miami of Florida won that New Year's Eve Cotton Bowl game, second round playoff game. Again, Ohio State had a bye in the first round. Miami of Florida, they won 2 in a row, and when you win 2 playoff games in a row, that's pretty good. Miami of Florida, as you know, beat Texas A&M. I think the score in that round one game was 10-3. So the Miami defense is playing good. They didn't give up any points in the first half. Ohio State finally got 14 points, but they really didn't score till like mid to late third quarter. And now they're out. Ohio State is gone. Miami of Florida Hurricanes with a big shocker, the big upset, 24-14 over Ohio State on New Year's Eve, which would have been Wednesday night, December the 31st. Got some New Year's Day games that we'll talk about too. We're brought to you by Saucer Realty and Capital for your real estate needs here in North Florida, whether it's home, residential, business, or commercial real estate. Larry Saucer at Saucer Realty and Capital sells homes in Gainesville, Lake City, Live Oak. He's even sold some homes in Jacksonville and throughout North Florida and surrounding areas. You'll find the link for Saucer Realty and Capital in our on our homepage near the North Florida weather report. Man, we got down to a cold 30 degrees earlier this morning. Then it got up to 33. Still in the 30s now, but the sun is out, and we're supposed to get up today a little warmer. Not really warm, but not quite as cold or cool. 62 for the high this afternoon approximately. We should get up to near 62 or so with clear skies. It'll get breezy at times, winds shifting now from the northwest to the west at about 7 to 17 miles per hour. We're also brought to you by the Mad Max Mix.weebly.com. Mad Max returns after the holidays on Wednesday night, January the 7th, with his first show of the new year of 2026. Mad Max plays music, pop classics, classic rock tunes, and requests. Check out the Mad Max Mix.weebly.com on Wednesday night, starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. 2 hours of great music and requests with Mad Max on the Mad Max Mix.weebly.com. Great thing about Max's show, I will tell you, is he goes for 2 hours, but then he does some long play songs after the show goes off, kind of like an encore. Then JC's on Thursday night, the very next night, with LakeUpAllTheHits.com. Great internet radio where it's all good. By the way, both of these entities are pretty much up there 24/7 with music. Check out the Mad Max Mix.weebly.com and LakeUpAllTheHits.com. Great internet radio where it's all good. Check out JC live from the pub on Thursday nights at 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. for JC's Live from the Pub show on Thursday nights. Mad Max and JC will have their first show after the holidays now. Mad Max will be on Wednesday night, January the 7th. JC will be on Thursday night, January the 8th. Check them out. A couple of our sponsors of the Teal Shirt Report podcast, the MadMaxMix.weebly.com. Check out Mad Max's show on Wednesday night, and check out JC Live from the Pub on Thursday nights, the very next night, at LakeviewFallowHits.com. Great internet radio where it's all good. So the Jaguars got some injuries. I saw that one of my favorite players, Buster Brown, Monteric Brown, is on the injury list, but I believe by game time he'll be out there. John Gaylor, our correspondent and contributor, sent me the injury list, and the injury list is getting longer. Jordan Lewis hurt his foot. I believe he had foot surgery, and he's out for the year on injured reserve now. But I think the Jags have enough depth in their defensive backfield to overcome it. They've got some really good players. I really like Antonio Johnson, AJ the safety. Dewey will play some safety. I got some other guys out there at safety that are pretty good. And, you got Monteric Brown. If he's healthy and can go against the Titans, that'd be wonderful. And there's some other good players. I mean, who can forget Jerry and Jones, 2 interceptions in the last 2 games to help seal victories for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, big win against the Colts up in Indianapolis last Sunday, the last Sunday of the year 2025. And now this Sunday's game against the Titans will be the first Sunday in the new year, 2026. It is January the 1st. Let me take this opportunity to wish each and every one of you a very happy new year. JC, I did check the line on the Indiana-Alabama game, and Indiana's a 7-point favorite, but I'll throw a huge but in there. That Miami game against Ohio State kind of reminded me a little bit of the Big Ten final, where it was low scoring and close, and Ohio State got beat by Miami like they got beat by Indiana. I think anything can happen in this playoff. I could be wrong, but I don't think Indiana scores 30 points on Alabama. I think the game is going to be close. It's going to be in the 20s, 27-23, 24-20. I could be wrong. One of our sources thinks Indiana can score 40 points on the Alabama defense. I'm not so sure. But we'll see what happens in the Rose Bowl. 4 o'clock Eastern time kickoff, 3 o'clock Central time, especially for that corner of Southeast Alabama. A lot of Alabama fans right there, that area, Uvalde, Mobile, and Alabama knows that area very, very well. So, Ohio State, they're gone. They got beat by Miami of Florida 24-14 on New Year's Eve. Sugar Bowl, Ole Miss, and Georgia. They kind of like Georgia in that one. Oregon and Texas Tech. That's kind of an up-in-the-air thing. I think Texas Tech has had a strong season. Oregon, they blew out James Madison. But James Madison put up a lot of yardage in that game, according to my executive producer, JC. So, what was that game? 51-34, Oregon, eliminating James Madison in the first round. Ole Miss destroyed Tulane in the first round. And Ole Miss has got Georgia. Georgia beat Ole Miss in the regular season. Now they're playing in the playoff. Ole Miss versus Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. That is the primetime game. I believe that's about an 8 o'clock kickoff, if I'm not mistaken. All these games are on the 4-letter network, and we'll keep an eye on the scoreboard. We'll be scoreboard watching with many people. Again, the New Year's Eve game, Miami of Florida 24, Ohio State 14. The final, Miami, Florida moves to the semifinal round. Miami of Florida moves into the Final Four. Ohio State, they are gone. Now you got 7 teams left. You got Miami waiting in the wings for the Ole Miss Georgia winner. can you imagine if Georgia beats Ole Miss? Carson Beck, Jacksonville, Florida kid, now playing for Miami, will go up against his former team in a semifinal, Final Four game of college football. Oregon and Texas Tech. Texas Tech's kind of had a magical season. I wouldn't be surprised to see Texas Tech win that one. Well, Oregon's tough. The thing with Oregon, now they play in the Big Ten. They're not like the Pac-12 darlings anymore. They played in the Big Ten. And Indiana won the championship of the Big Ten, and Ohio State was a runner-up. So Oregon was not even top 2 in the Big Ten, but they were probably a strong 3. Indiana and Alabama in the Rose Bowl, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time for the Rose Bowl kickoff, 3 o'clock Central time. And those are the games. Did I mention them all? Ole Miss, Georgia. I believe they're 8 o'clock in the Sugar Bowl. Oregon versus Texas Tech is the Orange Bowl early in the day. I think that's a 12 noon Eastern time kickoff today. And Indiana and Alabama in the Rose Bowl, 4 o'clock Eastern time, 3 o'clock Central time. I do like the fact that the playoff is utilizing New Year's Day. It kind of keeps the tradition some, because I like, if I don't like other aspects of this playoff, I do like this aspect. You got 8 teams now playing in the playoff. There was 1 game on New Year's Eve, and now there's 3 on New Year's Day. So I like that part of it. The 4 teams that win, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, they're moving to the Final Four. And with Miami of Florida advancing, I'm kind of the opinion anything can happen. I think Kirby Smart is a very good coach. And I think he'll beat the defensive coordinator from Ole Miss with X's and O's. That's my opinion. With some power football. And it could be a low-scoring game. And I'm not sure that's the kind of game Ole Miss wants to play. But Ole Miss could win this game. They could. Georgia did beat them in the regular season. I like Georgia to win. I'm kind of leaning toward Texas Tech. And the Indiana-Alabama game, JC, I'm going to tell you, if Alabama wins this game, I would not be a bit surprised. I don't think Indiana puts up 40 points. Our source thinks they will. I'm kind of the opinion maybe Indiana doesn't even put 30 points on the board, but this is still going to be a close game, like maybe a 28-24, 27-23 battle in the Rose Bowl. Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'll mention again that we looked at the line earlier, and Indiana, at latest report on the January the 1st game, and this is January the 1st. Indiana's actually a 7-point favorite. Our source likes Indiana to win, cover the spread, and the total to go over. I think it could go the other way. I think Alabama will beat the spread. I don't know if they'll win the game, but it would not surprise me if they do win the game. Indiana does have a very good defense. They held Ohio State to 10 points. But look at what happened last night on New Year's Eve. Ohio State scored 14, and those were all second-half points against Miami, but they fell short in the game. Miami of Florida 24, and Ohio State 14. There's 7 teams left playing football in college football. And this is episode, did we say this was episode show number 2? That's what we're saying, because 1, we had some audio volume problems in episode show number 1. It ran a little long too, as you would guess, executive producer JC. Buffalo, after losing to the Eagles by 1 point, looks like they're going to be a wild card. Looks like New England wins that division. The Jaguars, though, have a chance. They control their own destiny. If they can beat the Titans, if the Jacksonville Jaguars can beat the Titans, and the Jags injury list is getting a little longer. Monteric Brown, we know that Jordan Lewis is out for the year. The cornerback hurt his foot, had foot surgery. Monteric Brown may be okay by Sunday, and there's probably half the guys on the Jaguars injury list may still play. I'm a little bit concerned about Patrick McCary. He's got a back injury, the right guard, and I'm assuming if he can't go, and it's starting to look like McCary will not go against the Titans this week, and that would mean, I'm assuming, Walker Little will be back out there at right guard. I've heard pro and con on Walker Little. Some people say he looks good at right guard, while other people say he needs to go and not even be on the team next year. So we've seen both gamuts of social media, as far as Walker Little moving from left tackle to the bench, basically, because Dan Lannon has played good at left tackle. He's kind of won that job. And then you got Walker Little going to the bench with a big contract. Patrick McCary gets hurt. Now they insert Walker Little at right guard. The injury list is growing. Again, McCary's injury is a back injury, and I think that's a key one. That's a guy you got to somehow, some way get back in the lineup, at least by playoff time, right? So that's some of what I think. Concerts, JC, the Little River Band. The Little River Band with special guest, the Lords of 52nd Street. They're going to be at the Florida Theater on Saturday night, March 7th of 2026 at 8 o'clock p.m. at the Florida Theater here in Jacksonville, Florida. There's a lot of other concerts in the Neighbors 2 section at bigjreport.com. One of our local bands, North Florida local band Psychic Deli, will be at the Southern Grill this Friday night, January the 2nd of the new year 2026. Psychic Deli will be at the Southern Grill located at 800 Flagler Avenue here in Jacksonville, Florida. Good local band here in North Florida. So for all the concerts, you got Foreigner, Journey, and some other shows coming up. Judy Collins, Barry Manilow will be at the arena. So for all the concerts, go to bigjreport.com and scroll the Neighbors 2 section. You'll also find links to Mad Max's Wednesday night show and JC's Live from the Pub show on Thursday nights with LakeUpallahits.com. Great internet radio where it's all good. And check out Mad Max on this coming Wednesday night. Max will have his first show after the holidays on Wednesday night, January the 7th of 2026. And then JC will be on Thursday night, January the 8th after the holidays with his show Live from the Pub on Thursday nights from LakeUpallahits.com. Absolutely great internet radio where it's all good. For the latest in concerts, again, check the Neighbors 2 section at bigjreport.com. So a lot of things going on. The East Coast Hockey League strike ended, and we'll take a look at the standings real quick. The Icemen already lost the game to Orlando 6-3 the other night, and that was their first game back after the East Coast Hockey League strike. Looks like the players got some of the things they wanted out of the strike. The strike only lasted like 2 or 3 days. The Icemen are 27 games into the season and played their first game just like a night ago. They lost to Orlando 6-3. The Jacksonville Icemen now 13-14 on the East Coast Hockey League 2025-26 season. And of course, we now are into the new year, 2026. The Jacksonville Jaguars, I want to look at the line on that game. Also want to mention something that really struck me as interesting is the fact that Ohio State was a 9.5-point favorite when we talked to you on Wednesday morning, December the 31st. Then I'm keeping an eye on the scoreboard and an eye on other things, and I'm looking at the line after the game started. It looks like that line dropped from 9.5 points to 8 points with Ohio State. The line moving. Ohio State was a 9.5-point favorite on New Year's morning, and then by the time the game kicked off, right before kickoff, looks like they went from 9.5 to Ohio State being an 8-point favorite. The line did drop significantly between the morning and the kickoff time that night. So I thought that was interesting. It looks like a lot of money went on Miami. My gosh, at kickoff time, people, taking Miami they were getting 8 points. And earlier in the day, they were getting 9.5 points. And Miami won the game, amazingly, by 10 points, 24-14 over Ohio State. I won't talk too much about the Hall of Fame, JC, other than I saw some of your comments. I responded to some of them. And anybody leaving us comments on our YouTube channel, the name of our YouTube channel is the Teal Shirt Report Podcast from BigJReport.com. Anybody leaving comments, I'll read them. I may comment on them right away, or I may have to walk away and think about it. Think about it. You may want to think. Sometimes I'll think about what I want to say. It may take me a few hours, but I'm usually back up with a comment probably within 24 to 48 hours. When you leave comments, I do respond to most of them. I will say that some I like, some I might not. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 12-4. They got a chance to win an AFC South title this Sunday right here in Jacksonville. The Titans are 3-13, but quite frankly, they're playing better football. They beat the Chiefs without Patrick Mahomes. They've been playing better the last couple of weeks. But the Jaguars are still a heavy favorite in this one. As of January the 1st, 2026, early in the morning, and we did hit 30 degrees earlier this morning, then got up to 33 really, really quickly. Highs today will... The New Year's Day. Happy New Year to everyone, by the way. But on January the 1st of 2026, we had a morning low right around 30, but it probably felt like it was 26 with the wind chill. Wind shifting from the northwest to the west at about 7 to 17 miles per hour here in North Florida, and in particularly here in Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jaguars are this is probably one of the games the Jaguars have been the biggest favorite in. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a 12.5 point favorite. The over-under for this one is right straight up at 48 points. The Jaguars are a 12.5 point favorite as of this morning, January the 1st of 2026, the new year. The Jaguars are a 12.5 point favorite. Our source so far likes Jacksonville to win the game, even covered the spread of 12.5 points at home. And the source saying the total will go over. Now, what does this mean? This means they're expecting Trevor Lawrence to have a big game and the Jags to put up some points on the scoreboard. The Jaguars do have injuries. I don't know if everybody will be able to go. I'm kind of doubtful on Patrick McCary, the right guard, so Walker Little will probably play right guard. It's been a little bit of a patched-up offensive line for the Jaguars as of late. I've been, doing a lot of corresponding and messaging with John Gaylor, our contributor and correspondent. So he's been giving me a good insight, really, on what's going on with the Jaguars. I think Buster Brown, his injury, there's a situation where it looks like he can be back by this Sunday. Patrick McCary doesn't look good. He's got a back injury, and, he may miss his second game in a row, but man, you got to get right guard Patrick McCary back by playoff time, I would think. Playoffs. The Jags are going to be in the playoffs, but man, it'd be a lot better to go in as a division champion than something crazy to happen and the Jags lose to the Titans, which the Titans have been a franchise that has haunted the Jacksonville Jaguars over the years. Hall of Fame, JC. Coughlin should be in now. Fred Taylor should be in now. Jimmy Smith should get in like a year or two down the road after Fred Taylor and Tom Coughlin get in. However, Fred Taylor and Tom Coughlin are not in as of now. We talked about ad nauseum Tony Boselli should have got in at least 2 years earlier than he did. And yes, JC, Bruce Smith, Hall of Famer with the Buffalo Bills, he knows who Tony Boselli is. Remember the playoffs way back in the day? So we're going to throw that in. But I want to thank JC, and I can debate college football or the Hall of Fame. It's great, JC. We got to get you on here and be interviewed by yours truly in some coming episodes. I think you would probably like that if you could come on and be with us. New York Joe said he would come on. He won the Teal Shirt Report Fantasy Football League. Congratulations, New York Joe. So there's 7 teams left in the college football playoff. And again, it got the final 8 teams. It got started with games this week with Ohio State getting beat in the Cotton Bowl. Ohio State, they're gone. Miami knocked them out. Miami, Florida Hurricanes 24, Ohio State 14. Games coming up later today on New Year's Day. Sugar Bowl, Ole Miss and Georgia. I believe that's a night game around 8 o'clock or so. Oregon versus Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl, I believe, is the early game around 12 noon Eastern time. And Indiana will play Alabama. How did Keith Jackson say it? Alabama. And I miss Keith Jackson. Alabama plays Indiana in the Rose Bowl. Indiana's a 7-point favorite. And we'll see how many points. I think the key to this game is how many points will Indiana score. Our source thinks they're going to score 40 points or more. I'm not sure Indiana will score 30 in this one. I think you're looking at a low-scoring game. The pressure of this playoff, Alabama getting some of their, I think, injured players back over the last week or two, and Alabama may be stronger as a team than they've been in a while. They did have to come back in the game with Oklahoma. Oklahoma got out in front of them 17-0. That was a hard lesson that Alabama learned, but they turned it up a notch in the second half to beat Oklahoma and now arrive in the second round. And my gosh, there's only 7 teams left in college football. And we got that on the screen here on our YouTube channel. Check out the concerts at bigjreport.com in the Neighbors 2 section. There's links for Mad Max's show on Wednesday night, JC Live from the Pub on Thursday night. We had some issues on episode show number 1, audio issues. I think that show still may go up sometime today. This is episode show number 2 of the Teal Shirt Report podcast here in the new year of 2026. We've had a great time on the podcast. We're 27 minutes in. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up early, JC, because we'll be back with a 3. And 1 is still probably going to go up, but excusing we had a few little blips and blurps and some audio issues in episode show number 1. After about a year of doing the podcast on YouTube, we're still getting used to everything. We haven't mastered YouTube by any means, but we got over 2,000 subscribers, and that's a good thing. Please subscribe to our channel if you've not already done so. As a lot of people on YouTube say, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comments are very welcome. And I don't agree with what all the comments are, but I'll come back and say something. Sometimes I like a lot of the comments too, but this is great debate here on the Teal Shirt Report podcast. This has been episode show number 2. You can look for number 1 because I think it's going to go up sometime today as well. We'll put both of these up, and we appreciate you guys checking out the podcast. We had a lot of fun. We did 87 episodes in 2025, but now it's and we had some A's and B's in there too, so it was really more than 87. But this is episode show number 2. I want to thank my executive producer JC for helping me so much. I want to thank Alex Nunnery, also John Gaylor, our contributor and correspondent. Thank you guys for watching and listening. This is The Deuce, episode show number 2 of the new year 2026. College football, 7 teams left. Jacksonville Icemen back playing after the East Coast Hockey League strike. Basically, the strike only lasted 2 or 3 days. The players got some of what they wanted. That's why they went on strike, right? So that's going to do it for the Teal Shirt Report podcast, episode show number 2 of 2026 in the books. Special thanks to our executive producer, JC, also Alex Nunnery, John Gaylor. Thank you so much for being our contributor and correspondent. This is the Teal Shirt Report podcast from bigjreport.com. I am Scott. That's who I am. I am Scott. Looking out the window, man, we got sunshine. Going to get up to near 62 degrees in the afternoon after a low much earlier this morning of 30. The wind chill made it feel colder than the actual temperature. I think the wind chill got us down to feeling like it was 26 degrees. The actual low was right around 29 or 30 in a couple of different circles. You can follow us at bigjreport.com. I'm your host. Let me correct myself. I'm your host, Scott, with the Teal Shirt Report podcast. We're exactly at 30 minutes, JC. And hey, I am out. You guys have a great day. Duval. Or as Liam Cohen says, the potential, perhaps the coach of the year, perhaps in the AFC, unless they give it to the guy from New England. How did Liam Cohen do it when he first took the Jaguars job? Duval. Go Jags. Gotta win this AFC South division by beating the Titans on Sunday. Have a great